You are not procrastinating because you are lazy. If that were true, you wouldn't feel guilty about it. That's the strange part. Most people procrastinate on things they actually care about. Important work, big decisions, things that matter. And somehow, the more important something feels, the harder it becomes to start. So you delay it. You tell yourself, later, tomorrow, when I feel more ready, when I have more energy. But usually, that moment never arrives because procrastination is rarely about time. It's about emotion, and most people don't notice that. They think they are avoiding the task, but usually, they are avoiding the feeling the task creates. You sit down to work, and suddenly, everything else starts feeling important. You remember messages you ignored 3 days ago. Your desk becomes interesting. Your kitchen becomes important. You suddenly feel the need to reorganize your entire life. Instead of sending one email, and while it looks irrational, your brain is actually doing something very logical. It is trying to protect you from discomfort. Certain tasks create friction, pressure, uncertainty, self-doubt, the possibility of failure. And your brain starts learning a pattern. Avoiding the task creates temporary relief. So the moment that discomfort appears, your attention starts searching for safer places to land. You check your phone, you watch something, you clean, you scroll. You suddenly become productive about completely unrelated things, not because those things matter more, but because they feel safer. And the more often you escape that discomfort, the stronger the pattern becomes. Eventually, your brain starts associating important work with emotional danger. So now, starting feels difficult before the work even begins. That's why procrastination can feel irrational. Part of you wants the result. Another part of you wants relief immediately. And this is the part people rarely talk about. The work does not disappear when you avoid it. It stays in the background, quietly, mentally unfinished. That's why procrastination often feels exhausting, even when you did nothing, because part of your attention is still holding the weight of what you avoided. And over time, that creates something dangerous. You stop trusting yourself. You start doubting your own intentions, not because you do not care, but because the pattern keeps repeating. This is why forcing motivation usually fails, because you are trying to solve an emotional pattern. With productivity advice, you do not need more reminders. You already know what you should do. The real problem is your brain learned that avoiding discomfort feels better than facing uncertainty. The solution starts earlier than people think, not after motivation appears, but before escape begins. At the exact moment you notice yourself trying to avoid the feeling, that pause matters, because when you notice the urge to escape, without immediately obeying it, the pattern weakens, slowly, not dramatically, but genuinely. There is nothing wrong with you just because starting feels hard. Your brain adapted to emotional relief, and patterns repeated long enough start feeling automatic, but automatic is not permanent. It is just repetition, and repetition can be changed. If you want to understand how your mind actually works, subscribe.